to Aikido Life. My name is Kevin, I'm your host. Today I'm going to do a video on basic front and back rolling. I'm going to change the format of my videos a little bit. I've had several people email me legitimate questions about things instead of just a bunch of garbage. But I would like to open the invitation to people to ask me questions about Aikido. I may not have all the answers, but I have some of the answers, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. So today's video comes from questions about basic front and back rolls. So I'm going to do my best to answer those questions for you. I'm going to do the rolls, the breakdown in just shorts and t-shirts, so you can see my hands and feet and legs and where everything is better than I feel like well, this kind of masks it. For basic rolls, front or back rolls, I want to start with the landing structure. So I want to start by sitting with my feet like this. Not like this, but one under and one over. So this foot is approximately in front of the second ankle. And for this reason, I want to be able to roll over it as I come up. If my foot is up in front of me, it'll stop my momentum, and it acts like a doorstop. I want this down so that I can shift my weight over this where it's not in the way, and I can come up. So my foot, I want my foot to come up to active toes as quickly as possible. So as I'm rolling forward, this comes up as soon as it can, so I'm standing. Even if it's down, I have the power to stand or move. To help prepare for the rolls, we have a practice that I call rocking back, where we start in this position and we round our back and try to get the flat spot out of our back, keep our head from hitting the ground. We rock back, push up, and rock up, and rock up, and rock up. I like to change feet every time. I keep my hands in my center, whether I'm coming up or whatever. I keep my hands in my center. I exhale as I go down toward the ground, and I inhale as I come up. So as I go down, it's and I inhale up. The reason I train my body to breathe out as I'm going down to the ground is so the ground can't knock the breath out of me. If I'm already breathing out, when I hit the ground, well, then I can't get the breath knocked out of me. Another thing, as we're rolling, we're not going to fall straight on our tailbone or roll on our spine itself. We're going to tilt so that I'm in the meat of the muscle, and I'm going to roll up my back and then down the other side. So when I change, I'm coming up the other side. So I'm not laying straight on my spine. To build a back roll first, it's like the rocking back, but we're going to go on over our shoulder. So whatever leg is forward generally is the shoulder that you're going to roll over. So if I have my left foot forward, I'm going to roll over this shoulder. So what I want to do is tilt my head so that I don't have my head on the floor. And it's just like the rocking back, except that I'm going to go all the way over and come up. So for my right, I'm going to roll over my right shoulder. So I'm going to rock back and come up. Some things to look out for when you're doing any rolls is I don't want to slam my knee on the ground. So as I roll back, I'm going to catch myself here on my foot. So I don't catch myself here. I'm going to catch myself on my foot and then lower my knee to the ground as I come up. To see that again, I'm not going to catch my knee on the ground. I'm going to catch my weight in my foot. With my hands, if I can have both hands in front of me, I want to kind of catch the ground and push away from the ground. So almost no knee pressure is touching the ground, if at all. To build a front roll. Back rolls roll up the same side, but front rolls roll diagonally across the body. When we're doing a front roll, I want no impact on my shoulder. So I'm going to get on the floor on all fours here, and I'm going to take the shoulder that I'm going over and push the opposite leg back. I'm going to lay my shoulder all the way on the ground. And then I want to continue to reach through until my shoulder is round so that it won't really hold me up. So if I keep pushing my shoulder through, at one point, there just won't be an edge to hold me up. So I'll roll or I'll fall. So as I reach through, with this leg, I want to push up and I want to throw my hips over my head. So I want to reach through, lay my shoulder on the ground, push with this leg, and then I'm coming up in that rocking back position. And I'm going to shift my weight over my foot. So I come down, and I'm up on my toes. Many people have trouble when they go down, they just kind of roll off to the side. After watching that for years, most every single beginner does that. And I think it just takes practice, for one, but then you just have to kick your hips over your head. And it feels kind of weird and uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt. It's just, I think, a mental thing. People don't like to be upside down. But you just go up and over. If you're standing, your hips are already up. What to do with the arms when you roll. Many people catch the ground with their palm. They kind of turn out, they make their circle and turn out. And they catch the ground and roll, which is right. But what I like to do is I like to think of expanding, and I catch the ground with the back of my hand. The reason I catch the ground with the back of my hand is I may be going straight down and I can just reach all the way through. If I'm being thrown away, I can kind of airplane down and find where the ground is. And then I'm rolling on the meat of my arm. I don't ever want to hit a joint or an edge. Catching the palm has its benefits sometimes, but I can hold on to things if I catch with the back of my hand or with my forearm. So if I'm going to roll and I'm catching with the back of my hand is still up, and I can hold on to things like a knife or a sword or my weapon or whatever. Let's say I have a gun and I'm gonna roll, I still have the gun. But I want to catch only the meat of my body on the floor. I don't want to hit joints or edges. I want to only hit soft tissue on the floor. So I'm going forward. And position has a lot to do with that. If you train on a hard floor or a parking lot, it'll point out all of the little mistakes. If you were ever to use real ukemi, it would most likely be in a parking lot or on a hard floor. So if you want my opinion, training only on mats will not make you as good as you could be. I like to train without mats a lot. I use mats, but depending on what we're doing, but I like to do things also without mats just so I know what to expect. I hope that was helpful for you. Please look in my description for email address to ask me questions, to email me questions about Aikido or our style of Aikido. I'll do my best to answer your questions for you. Please subscribe to AikiFit Life, and thanks very much. Have a nice day.